Imagine a man who sits in a dark room, watching the world pass him by through a screen, whispering to himself that the reason he isn't successful, loved, or at peace is simply because the world is rigged against him. Have you ever considered that the most dangerous lies we ever hear are the ones we tell ourselves? There are certain phrases, verbal shadows, that weak men use to shield themselves from the sun of truth, effectively building a prison out of their own breath. In the ancient philosophy of Stoicism, the quality of your life is determined by the quality of your thoughts, and your thoughts are given life through your words. Today, we are going to expose 7 new things pathetic men always say, and how the timeless wisdom of the Roman emperors and Greek slaves can help you burn these phrases out of your vocabulary forever. The first phrase a weak man will use is, "I'm just being realistic." This is often a masquerade for pessimism. When a man says he is being realistic, he is usually trying to justify his fear of failure. He looks at a bold ambition or a difficult challenge and dismisses it not because it's impossible, but because he is unwilling to endure the discomfort required to achieve it. The Stoics were the ultimate realists, but their realism was grounded in action, not avoidance. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself that he could be a good man and do great things even in the midst of a plague or a war. He didn't use reality as an excuse to shrink. He used it as a map to navigate. Imagine a man who wants to change careers but says, "I'm being realistic. The economy is too unstable." He has decided he is defeated before the battle even begins. The Stoic man says, "The economy is unstable, therefore I must be twice as prepared and 3 times as disciplined." Realism is acknowledging the obstacle. Patheticism is using the obstacle as a reason to stop. The second phrase you will hear is, "It's too late for me." This is the ultimate surrender to the ghost of the past. It assumes that a man's potential has an expiration date. Whether he is 30, 50, or 70, the weak man uses his age as a convenient exit ramp from the highway of self-improvement. He believes his character is a finished concrete block rather than a living tree. Seneca, in his letters, emphasized that as long as you're breathing, you have the opportunity to learn how to live. He famously began studying philosophy deeply in his later years. To a Stoic, time is a borrowed resource, and the only time that matters is the present moment. Think of a man who has spent 20 years in a cycle of bad habits. He sighs and says, "It's too late for me to change." In that moment, he is murdering his future self. The Stoic knows that at any second, you can choose to turn the page. It is never too late to be the man you might have been. The third thing a pathetic man says is, "I don't care about anything." This is a false mask of Stoicism. Many men confuse indifference with apathy. They pretend that nothing matters to them as a defense mechanism. If they don't care, they can't be hurt. If they don't care, they don't have to try. This nihilism is not strength. It is a profound emotional cowardice. True Stoicism is about apatheia, not the absence of feeling, but the mastery of emotion in the pursuit of virtue. The Stoic cares deeply about his character, his duties, and his fellow man. Consider the man who neglects his health, his work, and his relationships, claiming he just doesn't care. He isn't a philosopher. He is a man who is afraid to fail at things that actually matter. A man of power has the courage to care, even when the outcome is uncertain. He puts his heart into his work and his soul into his principles, regardless of the world's response. But the Stoics had an even deeper insight into why we cling to these phrases. They understood that we use these words to protect our ego from the weight of responsibility. It is far more comfortable to be a realistic failure than a daring success who might fall. As we move into the final 4 phrases, look closely at your own life. Are you using your words to build a shield, or are you using them to forge a sword? The 4th phrase is, "Someone should do something about this." This is the cry of the man who has abdicated his agency. He sees a problem in his community, his family, or his workplace, and instead of taking action, he waits for someone to appear. He treats his life like a movie where he is merely a member of the audience, complaining about the plot. The Stoic concept of cosmopolitanism teaches us that we are all part of a larger whole, and we have a duty to act where we can. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Often injustice lies in what you aren't doing, not only in what you are doing." Imagine a man who complains about the state of his neighborhood, but never picks up a piece of litter or speaks to a neighbor. He is waiting for an authority figure to save him. The Stoic man realizes that he is the someone. He takes ownership of his immediate environment. He doesn't wait for permission to be a leader. He simply leads by example. The fifth thing a weak man says is, "I'm just not motivated today." This man is a slave to his moods. He believes that action must be preceded by a feeling of inspiration. If he wakes up feeling tired or uninspired, he gives himself a pass to be mediocre. He treats his responsibilities like optional suggestions that depend on his internal weather. The Stoics taught that discipline is the only true freedom. If you only act when you feel like it, you are not a man, you are a child. Epictetus taught his students that the body and its feelings are externals. They are not the core of who you are. Think of the man who skips the gym or his studies because he isn't feeling it. He is letting his fluctuating neurochemistry dictate his destiny. The Stoic man acts despite his lack of motivation. He knows that motivation is a fickle friend, but discipline is a loyal soldier. He does the work because it is right, not because it feels good. The sixth phrase is, "I have no choice." This is a lie that denies the sovereignty of the human soul. While it is true that we cannot control our circumstances, we always have a choice in how we interpret and respond to them. To say, "I have no choice," is to declare yourself an object, a leaf blown by the wind, rather than a conscious being. Viktor Frankl, a man who survived the horrors of the Holocaust by applying Stoic principles, famously said that the last of the human freedoms is the ability to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances. When a man says he has no choice but to stay in a toxic situation or to act dishonestly, he is lying to himself to avoid the pain of a difficult decision. The Stoic knows that even in chains, the mind is free. You always have a choice, the choice to endure with dignity, to speak with truth, or to walk away with honor. The seventh and perhaps most subtle phrase is, "I'm doing my best." On the surface, this sounds positive, but the pathetic man uses "I'm doing my best" as a shield against any form of critique or growth. It is usually a lie. Most men, when they say this, are doing the bare minimum required to avoid total failure. They use it to shut down a conversation or to stop themselves from having to try any harder. The Stoic practices ethical rigor. He is his own harshest judge. Seneca suggested that at the end of every day, we should examine our actions with total honesty. Did you really do your best, or did you just do what was easy? Imagine a man whose relationship is failing. When his partner asks for more effort, he snaps, "I'm doing my best," as a way to end the discussion. The Stoic man looks at the situation and asks, "Where was I lazy? Where was I selfish? How can I be better tomorrow?" To say "I'm doing my best" is to claim perfection. To be a Stoic is to pursue progress. To apply these lessons, you must begin the practice of cognitive distancing. When one of these phrases enters your mind, see it as a foreign object. It is not you. It is a virus trying to infect your character. Start a practice of corrective speech. Instead of saying, "I'm being realistic," say, "I am acknowledging the difficulty and preparing for it." Instead of "I'm not motivated," say, "My feelings are irrelevant to my duties." Instead of "I have no choice," say, "I am choosing the path of least resistance and I must stop." The great Stoic Epictetus once said, "First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." This is the blueprint for a powerful life. It starts with the internal word, the declaration of who you intend to be. If you speak the language of a victim, you will manifest the life of a victim. If you speak the language of a king, you will build a kingdom of character. As you close this video, take a deep breath and listen to the silence. Within that silence is your potential. It is untainted by excuses, unburdened by the past, and ready for action. The world is full of men who will give you 1,000 reasons why they failed. Don't be one of them. Be the man who has no excuses, only results in virtue. Reflect on the words you've used this week. Have they been stones in your wall or windows to your soul? The choice, as always, is yours. If this guide helped you identify the shadows in your own speech, leave a comment with the phrase "sovereign mind" to let us know you are taking responsibility. For more insights into the path of the Stoic warrior, subscribe and join us. The mountain is waiting. It's time to start the climb.